I hate how that just
Damn,
cut
it
off
finished.
suddenly.
Can I just say that's a hit? Whatever that song was.
It's a good wee tune, but it doesn't fade out. It just goes boom, stop, and then you're like, whoa, okay, what happened there? I was getting into that. I was giving it.
Yeah,
like a trance there for a little bit. I like that song.
No, yeah. How are we doing? It's been a month.
Fist pump.
Awesome. Happy Friday and hi, replay viewers.
If we ever have any replay.
Sure we do.
That's going back to the Periscope days.
Mav's in the room already. First. Hi, Mav.
Hello, everybody.
How are we doing? There are people sorry to put your teeth back in. There are people slowly, making their way in. If you are over on Mixcloud, we cannot see your comments. I should probably let you know that in advance, but I'll have a little look and see if there's anyone there.
What up, Chris?
Welcome to Jukebox Judy.
Chris, hi, Mav. It's Brian.
We're promoting barbecue sauce and wet naps. If you didn't know.
Wet naps? Oh my.
Mav is enough.
Just kidding.
I think you just made that up. That's not what we were talking about at all.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it sounds kinky.
You can take it however you want.
My fellow.
It's like a wet dream in the day. So.
I don't know what James has been up to over there, but that's not what we were talking about.
We're gonna be doing music. Don't worry.
The afternoons.
Playing with naps.
Nice to see you all popping in. Hi, Vicky. Hi.
Hello, Vicky.
Vicky's here. Hi, Vicky.
For those of you who are new and who haven't been here before, this is our monthly panel show. We have a little delve into my emails and see what tracks have been sent in, and then we decide whether they're good or whether they're crap. Basically, that's a summation of what it is that we're doing. How's your month been, guys? Have you got any news or any gossip or anything you want to talk about before we delve into it? Or are you ready just to jump straight in?
I'm good. I said what I had to say.
Nobody's got anything to say publicly. It's like it's all hush hush. It's all secret behind the scenes. Okay, I will very quickly. I'm not organised enough to have any visuals, but briefly, just to let you know that Helen's Mix is still on 365 Radio, but 365 Radio are going through rebranding. So it's probably better to just follow my socials to find the details on how you can listen to Helen's Mixtape live, because 365radio.co is switching to 365 Indie, and there's a whole kerfuffle going on in the background. So just follow my details, and there are ways to find it there. I've got a lot of people coming in from Jim's channel. Hello, people from Jim's channel that are all jumping in.
No. This is Helen's Mixtape. Well, it's Helen's live stream.
It's Jukebox Judy, actually. Did you forget what it is, Jim? No. Right. I think what we'll do is we'll dive straight in. We'll get the emails open. We'll go back to where we were last time and see what we're at. I did explain what was happening. I feel like I don't want to repeat myself. If you stick around long enough, you'll figure out what's going on, because I did already explain it.
My music junkie
here.
Jukebox Jury, Elena. We're going to listen to some cutting-edge new music, and you're going to help us determine if songs are hits or if they're a miss.
Okay, so we're going back to, I think the last thing we listened to was this. Oh, and before we get into the first track, last month there was a... Hang on, because obviously you can't see. Last month we had a debate with the last track that we listened to, and we said that email doesn't marry up with what we just listened to. That doesn't sound anything. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Back in to check the email, okay? And on the email, and this is why pluggers drive me nuts. When I went back over the email, there was actually details of about half a dozen artists on that email. So what they had done was they'd given us details of something like 5 or 6 artists, and that's why it was such a lengthy, long-winded email. But they hadn't put the videos in order at the bottom. So we were reading the email for one band and listening to an entirely different band. And we did kind of pick up on it. Remember, we thought it was a female vocalist, and it didn't say anything about a female vocalist in the bump. We're like, that doesn't seem right. So I wanted to apologise to the band that we slated. We gave the wrong name. It wasn't that band. So this is my public apology. I made a mistake reading the email. This is why it's really important for artists to send the file themselves with as little information, 2 or 3 sentences, and the file, because it's very difficult, especially in this live situation where you're juggling a million different things and you're trying to read the email to actually pick up on all the information. So my bad, I misread it, but I do feel like they should really fucking condense what it is that they're sending out to people. Okay.
Cool.
So let's open up the emails. I've made my apology. We'll go back and listen to that band another time. The one that we slated was the wrong band.
Right.
Okay. So we'll go into this one here because I saw Andy Bell mentioned. Obviously, Andy Bell is from Erasure. Again, this is another plugger. Can you guys read that? Has it jumped over? It's very small. Yep. Hang on, let me see if I can make this bigger. Let me see if I can make this bigger. I realise there's a lot going on in the chat and I haven't caught up with that, but just bear with me, okay? Because I am juggling about 10 million different things. So bear with, and then I'll go back over the comments. Can you read that? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's much better.
Jim can't get rid of me because it's my broadcast. So feel free to leave. Feel free to leave, Penny. Feel free to fuck off if it's a problem. Feel free to go.
I love Helen.
Right. So it says also check out the new Glock remix that is Rides Andy Bell created for International Airport. That sounds like gobbledygook.
Dandy Warhols, I know them. I saw them at Summerfest in Milwaukee last year.
Oh, nice.
They're okay.
Remix that Rides Andy Bell. Rides Andy Bell. Maybe it's a different Andy Bell because it doesn't say Erasure's Andy Bell. Does it?
Oh, it's Rides Andy.
Ooh, Ride. Oh,
Rides Andy
Bell. They're from Australia.
Obviously more than one Andy Bell. I got all excited thinking it was Erasure's Andy Bell, and it's not.
Nope.
Next email. Just kidding.
Ride is a 4-piece alternative band from Australia. They had a couple of songs. Leave Them All Behind was one of their bigger hits. And they had Twisterella was another one.
Sounds like Jim's a fan, so why don't we check out this EP?
Uh-oh.
No pressure, Jim.
Hey, they got Spotify.
But you see all these links, right? This is a problem because it just makes it really complicated, and I can't get into. I can't screen share Spotify, Jeeves. It has to be something I can screen share, right? Here's a Sea of Eyes. Here's a YouTube video. Presumably it's a YouTube one.
Oh yeah, there's a YouTube one right there.
Has that jumped?
No, it hasn't jumped over. There we go.
You got sound?
Try psychic violence, our new ways will soothe you. Do you want to see clearly through the smoke-filled skies? Our agents will show you. Oh, you're holy and wise, now we're lit up like faces on a screen. It's the last wave breaking. Now we're floating in time, these rivers of light that pour into your mind. It's the last wave breaking.
Okay, this is a 7 minute long track. We've had 5:54, so I'm cutting it off there because, right, it's much of a fucking muchness and it's, it's the same thing. Um, Jim, all your fans are in the chat. Do you want to go first? Oh, you're muted, Jim.
Oh, the host unmuted. Okay,
I
thank
thought I'd
you.
already unmuted you. Sorry, go on.
Oh, thank you. Hey, hi everybody. Wow. Well, first of all, that 7 minutes long. I was just going to say we've become the prog rock channel.
When
First
I
of
went
all,
to, when I went
everybody,
to check it, I thought, no, this is too long. So I think I already
yeah,
had enough.
I know. There's got to be. We got it as. Let's stick to the hits. For all of the viewers here, thanks for hanging out here. I shared my channel out with Helen. Follow Helen. She's at Radio Leggy. She's a presenter over there in Scotland, and she has a little program called Helen's Mixtape. So follow her on all the socials. Me, I'm just one of the panelists. I'm joined by Jeeves, who's been on my quizzes, and Steph up there they're both from Canada, guys. So we have like a worldwide vibe going here. I'm just sharing my channel out with Helen. So we do a thing called Jukebox Jury, where we listen to 3 new tracks from emerging and new coming artists, and it's up to all of us here to determine if the song is a hit or a miss. So that's why it's not like trivia. It's not like any of my live streams. I'm part of Helen's cast this evening, and I'm so honored and thrilled to be a part of Helen's cast. We do this every month here on the Twitch network. So you can hear me talk, but I'm going to keep it really brief because that song was too long. I have a disclaimer. The band Ride that I spoke of sounds nothing remotely like what you just heard. Ride is a 4-piece band that's been around from Australia since around 1989 or 1990, and it's guitar-driven. It's abrasive, guitar-driven indie alt-rock. And I've seen them 3 or 4 times. So this guy from Ride was probably doing a side project where, he wanted to have someone come in and mumble and do kind of a attempt of doing Sisters of Mercy or The Mission, or here in the States they call it Mission UK, or Clan of Zymox, or, I don't want to even put any of those bands in with this because it's an insult to like a Peter Murphy. It's basically, it had like a goth vibe going to it. The production was okay, but it seems like those vocals were buried. It was very, there's too much on the low end as far as the mixing is concerned. There was no high end. I lost it about 3 minutes into the song, and I didn't know until Helen told me that it was 7 minutes long. So I was hoping for more, but
I didn't know either. If I'd known that beforehand, I wouldn't have played it.
yeah, it's well, I'll just stop right there before I go really dark here. I'll mute my mic.
Jeeves, we'll go anti-clockwise. Jeeves, you go next.
I want to tell you to stop this whole damn thing because I was like, okay, how long are we gonna do this for? I mean, I like the groove they were going for, but vocals, I did not know what the hell he was saying because I couldn't hear anything on the vocals. I could not understand. Everything was so buried under the vocals. I couldn't tell what he was saying or what he was doing. But I love the groove and everything, so that was kind of cool. But for listening it over and over again with no changes, no nothing, just going like mono. Nah, it's not my cup of tea. Sorry. I like the groove. If they took it somewhere else and did some cool stuff with the groove, I would have been like, okay, this is something cool. But no. Sorry. Nope, I didn't get it. Whatever you're trying to get through us. Stefan.
Is that you?
Stefano. Yep, that's me.
Wait, Stefano.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Obviously, I kind of like more like in and out pop, like quick or just well done, But I get it. I mean, it sounds like a vanity project that is just it sounds like a very intense vanity project. They didn't really care about making a pop hit. They just wanted a vibey kind of thing, and I guess they got it. It's an amorphous cloud of a song. It doesn't really have a structure. I get it. I mean, if I didn't really care about pop, I probably would be like, oh, I was gonna go put it not in the background. But it's completely not my style. But I'm trying to look at it objectively as for its musicality, and yeah, it's very bass heavy. There's not a lot of high end, but that's kind of that sound too. I think it's kind of prog rockish, like Jim said, and I don't really. I mean, maybe because I'm really tired, but it just kind of. I don't know if it kind of it just makes you zone out, and I think music for me needs to energize and kind of like make you feel alive and loving life. Like you want to wake up so that you can listen to that song on repeat. Is kind of how my kind of things work. This isn't one of those things at all. It does not get stuck in your head. So for my side of things, that's where I stand on it. I'm done.
Why have I got no comments coming back from? Don't know. I'm just muting you guys just because I don't know where that's coming back from. Yeah, definitely goth. I zoned out, to be honest with you. Just exactly what you're saying, Stefano. I was ready to nod off to sleep. Very repetitive, same thing over and over again. Can't believe we actually managed to get 5 minutes 43 into 7 minutes. I'm surprised we managed to last so long. And I was sitting thinking, this is going on for fucking ages. And that's when I decided to check. And when I saw 7:10, I'm like, oh hell no. If it's not going to change, if there's not going to be a key change or a lift or something by now, it's not going to happen. So I apologise to Sea of Eyes. Is that the name of the band? If the last minute of the track is like where it's at because you fucking lost us at the first 5 minutes. I don't really have anything to say about this. You mentioned Pete Murphy. The thing is, Pete Murphy's still releasing music now. You know, he's constantly releasing new stuff. If you want to listen to that kind of dirgy goth, go listen to the original folk who actually do it really well, rather than a kind of team version. Is that really harsh? I feel like a bit of a bitch, but no, no. And again, I'm not even sure if, because it's another lengthy email with so much going on, I'm even questioning, did we listen to the right thing? You know? I'm going to stop playing stuff that's sent in by pluggers because it's just too, the emails are overwhelmed, you know? Anyway, should we read the email? I don't even think we should bother reading the email. It's far too wordy. we had enough when we listened to the track. I think we should just vote. Is it a hit or is it a miss? What do we think? Oh. It's a miss all round for everyone.
Sorry.
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 It doesn't happen often, to be fair, but no. All right. Just because we are pushed for time, let's reopen it. Hello, Tony D. Kenny Television, I know you're so attention-seeking. You always have been since Periscope. We see you. Comments are on the screen. They don't even need to be acknowledged. Like, give it a fucking rest, man. Just sit back and chill out or get blocked. Like, chill the fuck out. Hi everybody else who's in, and yeah, let's reopen the emails. All right. Okay. Let's go back.
It's going to get better, people.
No, they can't get that much worse.
I don't know. We had some bad ones last week.
Oh man, it's just
We had a
like,
couple of bangers last week.
Yeah.
these are all from Shauna McClarnon. I really feel like this Shauna McClarnon really needs to kind of rein in the lengthy emails. They're kind of a little bit too much.
I mean, that song was kind of an insult to Peter Murphy and Sisters of Mercy and the Cult and Mission. And
Right.
They've clearly been influenced by those bands, but like I say, it's like a kind of teen version. Well, we've had Bloca-Cola before, but here's an entry from Bloca-Cola, and the reason that I like playing, this is someone who's sending in their own stuff. So shall we listen to that? And I don't like to keep playing the same people over and over again, but it is their own work. So let's see if we can open that. Has that jumped over? Hang on.
Nope.
Yep.
Has it not?
Just the email. Just the email.
That's fine. That's okay.
Oh,
We need to try and find it. I don't know if we should go back to reading the emails first. I think we should just play the track and then go back and read the email after. Okay, so we've got.
Yep.
I've got a track from the waist down, and I've got a video which is a different. Let's listen to the track. It's easier.
Yep.
Sound.
I am naked from the waist down. I am naked from the waist down. I'm staying inside, but I'm out on the town. I am naked from the waist down. Tyranny is over there and London is open for business. Does the wife beat to get tonight or just because he's your dad? Is the biggest criminal gang. In fact, the government Yes, they are naked, Eric, from the waist down. Objective and balanced. I like how that sounds. But they are naked from the waist down. Are we renting our way to success from one perceived injustice to another? Or are we just simply baby monkeys clinging to adopted wolf mother? Do we mean what we boast? Or is it all just striking a pose? Tap tap tapping on my keyboard. I guess that I am posing right now. And so I'm naked from the waist down. Yes, I am naked from the waist down. There's no substance to my so-called art. I'm just fooling around. I am naked from the waist down. Celebrity porn. Celebrity porn. The politics of envy. The politics of scorn. Conducting most of my business from my gold-plated toilet. It's quite the power move to exercise control while I am sitting, while I am naked from the waist down.
Okay, I'm now curious about the video.
Right. Hang on. Okay, so let's do it in reverse. Let's go Stefano first and work our way back round.
Oh, thank you. um,
Welcome.
well, the other one was a vanity project. This one is obviously kind of like a kind of novelty song with a it's very very 70s 60s style. It's like a joke song, kind of. Um, yeah, when there's a big pop band in the past, and then the lead singer goes solo, and they have a different sound, but you can tell it's kind of still that band. This is Right Said Fred coming back as like the singer kind of went solo and wants to be kind of those things. I don't, yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It feels like they're trying to be cutesy, funny, novelty-ish. If you don't pay attention to it, it can, it's bouncy, it has a retro pre-80s vibe. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I like this better than the last song, but there is it's fun, but it's in one ear or the other. It's not a serious song. It's just comprised of a whole bunch of novelty things, from novelty retro sounds from the 70s and 60s, novelty lyrics, kind of deadpan delivery. It's not over the top funny, so I don't know. Whatever. That's all I gotta say.
Gee,
Uh, yeah, echo what he says. I love the lyrics. The lyrics were great. I guess it will be stuck in our head for a while, you know. So I loved it. I grouped with it. I liked actually the musicality of it. Uh, didn't really understand what the context of the lyrics was, but whatever. If he's naked under the whatever, let him be. He's porky picking or whatever he's doing.
maybe he's a panelist on Jukebox Jury. I mean, all you can see is the top up. I mean, we all could be naked from the waist down.
Exactly.
I am in my underwear.
Exactly. So I love it. It's a fun song. I grew to it. I would listen to it again, maybe, if I'm in a certain type of mood or whatever. And. So yeah, I liked it. There's nothing else I can say about it except for the lyrics was like very catchy. Got it in my head now, so I'll be singing this for the whole period of this whole I guess show.
This
That's
is
me.
going to Jeeves' next DJ.
Right? Chicka, 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 wugga, wugga. Yeah.
Is that you?
Yep, that's me. Over to Jim.
Well, thank you. I'm too sexy for this song. Too sexy. Okay. Anyway, I had the whole Right Said Fred vibe at first. However, the novelty thing that Steph referred to earlier was something that I agree with, and yeah, it was kind of like a, as Jeeves alluded to, kind of a poppy, kind of a hey kind of thing. But when I first heard from the waist down in the first line of the song, it was very reminiscent of something you hear from like the Bloodhound Gang or Cake from like the late 90s. And then it was like the late great C. Farrow singing should I love you forever in the 80s. And then he has like those little like 2 foot wide Casio tones from the mid 80s that had the 6 double D batteries inside of them. Lead vocalist sound like a crooner from Vegas. But did you know that he and they and everybody is naked from the waist down? I think if you can make this into a drinking game, how many times he says that you do a shot of Jameson, you would be faced within 30 seconds. Lyrics are okay, but again, it's typical novelty fun at first. But if you listen to this thing more than once or twice, it'll get very redundant and pretty boring. And then 20, 30 years from now, you'll hear it again. You'll be like, oh yeah, remember back in 2025 one? No. Back to you, Alan.
All right. I am. This reminds me a lot of This Must Be the Place by Talking Heads. And I'm sure we've played Coca-Cola before, and they had that kind of signature thing going on in his
Yep.
other track that we listened to.
Tina Weymouth on vocal.
That's obviously his little thing. It was all right. It wouldn't get played on Helen's mixtape, but that's probably more because it's not synthy enough. I mean, we do like a novelty track. I mean, I'm okay with that. It caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting the first lyric to be "I'm naked from the waist down." There's not really very much. There's nowhere to go from that. Do you know what I mean? Like when that's the opener, there's not going to be any crescendo. You know what I mean? That's like, yeah, there's nowhere to go from there. I don't really have very much more to say about it. I agree with Stefano. I preferred it to the previous track, but that really wouldn't be very difficult, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know what to. Again, I kind of zoned out. I don't know if it's just the mood that I'm in tonight or what, but I feel like I wasn't really that focused in on you know, analysing the musicality of it. The first line kind of threw me with "I'm naked from the waist down," and I was like, okay, there's nowhere to go from there. Just don't show us. You can tell us all you want, but just don't. I'm glad the video was for something different. The video wasn't for that track. The video was for something.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, I think the video was. Hang on, let's reopen it.
Naked from the waist up.
Hang on.
Yeah, and bobs and electrical tape in strategic locations. I don't know.
Here we go. Hang on. Let's have a look at the.
It'll be a lot of nips for sure.
Let's read it. Yeah, it says I find social media doesn't really lend itself to thoughtful posts, so I made a video. Quasars and Fluff double CD are what the videos are, so they're not a video for the track. Has that thing come up? There we go. Okay, let's read the email then. Before we make a decision, let's read the email. Well, here we are. I desperately hoped we'd be poking fun at the Orange Imposter with the release of the single, but what I feared would happen has come to pass. He's the one laughing. Much of Quasars and Fluff concerns the state of our world and our place within it, none more than new Coca-Cola single Naked from the Waist Down attached as an MP3. should you require first word removed and blah 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 blah. In this age of Weinstein, Johnson, Murdoch, Trump. Oh, so he's making a political point. Like I didn't get that from the track, so that's interesting. In this age of Weinstein, Johnson, Murdoch, Trump, etc., the list is seemingly depressingly endless, and an emperor not wearing any pants kind of ditty almost writes itself. However, highlighting the most obvious, disgusting manifestations of greed, immorality, corruption, and malignant narcissism is arguably the easy part. Facing up to our own complicity, less so. Even by sending out this email, I'm allowing myself to be co-opted by Silicon Valley. How do we extricate ourselves from this mess? Fleeing one social media platform for another, we are still trapped in the same labyrinth. The only way out of this, comrades, is to unplug ourselves from the mainframe. Sorry, wrong me time. Naked from the Waist Down is available now wherever you stream your music. If Frank Zappa meets Ian Dury, interesting type of tune is your bag, you can give it some love over the next month or so. The world lasts that long. That would be very much appreciated. Huge thanks as always for all the support. Singles are being released to the wider streaming platforms throughout 24 and 25 to foster interest in the double LP and encourage blah de blah. More about the CD, beautiful little package, blah blah blah, all linkage. There we go. Not also worth mentioning how different tracks on the LP have been voted fresh faves by Fresh on the Net. I don't really care what other people are doing and talking about and stuff. Best wishes, more information, blah de blah de blah. Okay, so to be honest with you, having read the email, I feel a little bit more won over by the track. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like I get what I get his point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having the background, having the context.
I mean, you shouldn't have to read an email to understand what his political point of view is here. I think there's a little bit more upfront ways of saying, "Hey, I don't like this person. I like what this other person stands for." Saying from the waist down isn't going to really convey that message effectively. You know.
Nope.
No, I kind of get his. Oh, Stefano, are you still? I'm so sorry. Sorry,
Oh, was I?
sorry. I didn't realise that. I thought you were unmuted. Go on. What you said?
Oh no, I was just thinking. It's like I like the message,
Mhm.
obviously. Now that I know the
Mhm.
message, but I still the song, didn't win me over. But I do like the message a lot. Now that I know
Yeah.
the message, but Jim, you're also right that it's like a song doesn't tend to come with a box that you can open and go, oh, it's about this and this. So it's kind of like, I think it should be kind of at least, I didn't even get a hint of it being
Exactly.
about the orange loser. So I wish I got that hint. Like, I wish there was something in the song that maybe put that seed in my head, but I just thought it was like literally like, who said Bloodhound Gang? That kind of a thing mixed with White Said Fred. Like, I did not get any kind of like
He,
deeper
he
thing
should
from
have
it,
called it
unfortunately.
Jaffa the Hutt instead. We might have had a clearer indication.
Message.
We might have got it.
Sure.
But I don't think it's about one specific person, like I think it's that whole,
Yeah.
situation where, I don't want to get into the whole Me Too movement, but where people think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want because they're in a certain position. I don't think it's about one specific. Obviously, he's listed a load of people, but no, it's so funny because when I said to you I wouldn't play this on Hillam's mixtape, now that I know like what it's about, I kind of want to fucking play it just to make a point, just to support the guy because I totally align with the message. But I know what you're saying. Like if we didn't pick up on that, and it should be maybe a little bit more overt. Maybe he's trying to be too subtle. Although I didn't think, I'm naked from the waist down doesn't sound subtle in any way, shape, or form, but it's still too subtle. We didn't pick up on, no.
Exactly.
All right.
It should have been called Grab Her by the P. It should have been called.
Yeah.
And then I would have totally got, oh, it's
Yeah.
sexual
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
That way you know exactly what it's about.
I feel like I want to listen to it now to
Yeah.
see if we pick up on it.
Yeah. There's someone in the audience that's just not enjoying us.
it's
It's so
weird.
funny
Like,
reading that.
Yeah, the comments. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
someone
the
just
best.
hates us, or
if you're
they
not
love
enjoying
Jim.
something,
The
like, why
best.
would you sit and
They love you, Jim,
I
though.
don't know.
would you
I
why
usually have
Wait.
people that
why
love and
would
care
you
about each
sit and
other.
continue to watch something that you're not enjoying? Like,
Yeah.
Please
yeah.
stop
Kenny,
be punished.
Kenny, go sit down, make a
I'll
coffee,
be on
and
tomorrow night,
relax.
Kenny. It's okay, buddy. We love you.
The thing is, as well,
We
is,
love
no, we don't. No,
seeing you tonight.
sorry, Jim. Jim, no, we don't. We don't love him. We think he's a dickhead.
Okay.
You know, you're too polite to be honest, but he's always been a dickhead. I remember this guy
I
from
know.
Periscope. He's always been a fucking knob end. Like, you know, and I'm deliberately ignoring his comments because he's an attention
too.
seeking cunt. Like, you know, he requires look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look like fuck off. Anyway,
That's why I said nothing.
like, you know, I feel sorry for everybody else. I've got a lot of eyeballs on a lot of platforms, and I feel sorry for everyone else who's just trying to enjoy it, vibe with it, comment. We've missed quite a few of Tony's comments because the comments are flying with the fucking negativity. Like, I'm sorry for the people that we're not acknowledging who are enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, fuck off. Like, you don't have to be here.
Can I just say one thing though? The one thing that is unacceptable to me in these comments is cutting down Scots. Any kind of racist or that for me, everything else is fun. You can cut down anyone's face or whatever.
Right.
But like making a comment like discrediting like an entire nation of people, that's probably not the smartest thing to do. Anyways, I wouldn't. I don't think that's smart.
It's more about the person doing it than the people that they're talking about.
That's not acceptable.
I second
Scots are
I second
incredible.
that. I mean,
So
there's enough hatred in this world. If you want to watch hatred or follow hatred, turn on some news network here in the country, here in the U.S., and pick
Not
your.
that, but the ironic thing is, I remember this guy on Periscope constantly trying to be flirtatious. Like, he obviously doesn't know that I remember who he is, right? And he was around on Haps for a little while as well, trying to, you know, make something of, trying to, you know, be some kind of entertainer, trying to do something on radio and failing typically. Like, I remember the guy. The guy's a fucking, so, you know, well, if you're going to say it properly, Jeeves, he's a twat.
Okay, twat.
Hard A.
Sorry.
But it's like now he's managed to. This is what he wanted to do. He has succeeded in diverting our show and what we're trying to do, and it's all about him, and that's who he is.
Shall we vote?
He's a fucking knob end, right?
I think it's a miss.
Let's vote.
I think it's a hit.
It was a miss. Yeah.
It's a hit
Oh,
for me.
geez. Oh, and Helen, look at you guys. My
It's a
goodness.
hit.
Oh, are we voting on the song or on
No, the song,
on
the
person?
song, the song. Don't get distracted. I say it's a hit.
Here's the song.
Oh my God. I
I'm
never.
going to
I
go
don't know
ahead.
what this. I mean,
I
this.
do, I do like a political rantage, and
I didn't know it's political till after
Well,
you had to
well,
read
now,
the
Jim,
bloody lyrics or
listen,
the
I can't
email.
unknow it. Now that we know it, I can't unknow that. So
Right. But had we known prior, or had he incorporated that a little bit more up front into the song itself without us having to read an email, that I felt it was a miss because it wasn't as effective.
But Jim,
Yeah.
But there's also political songs that I agree with, but I still don't like
we
the song.
read the email before we
This is-
played, okay? So
No, we just read it just after we played the song first and then we read it.
now we know and we can't unknow, okay? Anybody who wants to take a side swipe at Jaffa the Hutt, I'm all for that, okay? I'm going to support them as best I can. Even if I'm not
You gotta
playing
scrape your
on
brain
my-
out now.
Helen, your dislike for him is as strong as my dislike for him. It's like skewing our
I don't want to.
our plot.
I don't want
It's
to
so
one up
funny.
you, Stefano, but we've hated him in this country since before he even ran as president. Like, we've disliked him for a long time.
So did we.
That's
So did we.
did.
Anyway,
Now he just wants a punch in the
And we had
face.
we had a good election.
Canada.
By the way, we had a really good election 2
Yeah,
weeks
we
ago,
did.
so I'm
Really
happy.
good.
Here.
So.
all
Hello,
right.
everyone.
Shall we?
I hate politics. Can you tell? I'm like,
Yes, I'm a very political person. But I tend to not talk
I
Maybe to
don't
not
blame you,
Taco
Jim.
Bell and my television and my phone, and I'll be happy. America.
And blame
lost,
the fact.
we lost a very good friend of mine earlier this year. Well, was it the tail end of last year? Who basically summed up what we thought of Jaffa the Hutt, and she went viral for it. And if you Google Janie Godley and look up images,
Oh, I
okay,
saw that.
Yeah, she's the
R.I.P.
one that holding the sign and stuff in one of the
Yeah.
videos. And
Jeannie
and
was awesome.
Music video.
I miss her.
and she passed away cancer, and
Yeah.
we knew it was coming. And I worked with her, 10 years ago or so, running her shows at the Fringe. Wonderful comedian, lovely person, and she basically summed up what the Scots think of that person, and that's all that we need to say, and we'll end that on that. Right, shall we open the emails and see if we can cram in another track? I know that Jim's pushed for time. I think we may have got time for another one.
Yeah, I think we should.
Try and
For
cram in
sure.
a wee third one. Okay.
Yep.
All right. It's often the same people emailing. We have to find one that hasn't been. Oh, hang on. Did we go further back than we've played some of these? We did Brian Hazard. We did Colour last week or the week before. And this is running into January, so I'd like to try and get a little bit more up to date, because I feel like we're very far behind with where we're at. Have we got one that's maybe from? Okay, AD from Analog Trash. Here's one that we haven't. Has that jumped over? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yes,
Hang on a
yes.
minute.
How do you say that? Friction? Oh, friction?
Friction.
Oh, friction. Okay. Friction.
Hey. No. Sorry, I just need to make that larger so we can read it.
Yeah, I can read it. First
You can read it.
friction. Yeah, we can read it.
Okay, new music from the Friction. Where's my MP3s? There we go. Okay. Is that jumped over?
Nope.
I hate when it doesn't jump over. It's so annoying.
Yep.
Sorry, I know there's a lot of chat going on in the background as well, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Interesting. So we've got an original track. We've got a Mark Reeder's remix, and I love Mark Reeder's remixes. He's really good. And we've got a remix, but we'll listen to the original track. We won't listen to remixes. We'll do. Is
The
that
original.
okay?
Yep.
Let me know if we've got
Okay, we're good.
I've been broken hearted from the day it started. Is it out of control?
γέροντα πτυρίδρομο, ευδρομούν ορμηνοί, συμπέζοντα θεείς είδε, θνητής ανθρώπης, ευπαλμό, διφύη πάντων, κυκλίδας έχοντα, ευθέρος ουρανού πόνο, χρόνος υγός αθλητής, πνεύματα παντογενέθλια, θεά βόσκη χλωόκαρπος.
You see, when it comes to you, there's nothing on earth that I wouldn't do. I'd take on a tempest for you. How can Eris be so cruel? You say it's plain to see. I am you and you are me. Why each time we're parted, we're back where we started.
All right. Trying to think who goes next. Is Jeeves first this time? Go on, buddy. You go first.
Hello, hello, hello. I love this. This is awesome. Why am I getting an echo? Hold on one second. Okay, I think this was mixed for Dolby Atmos or something because I don't think they did a remix on this. Some bands tend not to do that. Sometimes they just take that whatever Dolby Atmos and then they just convert it into a stereo track or whatever. Because there was points where vocals wasn't well heard, and that happens when you're doing for a certain mix and you don't compensate because when that other Welsh vocal or whatever language that was, it was very hard to like hear what he was saying. But I loved all that synth stuff that was going around. When we first started, like, I can hear this panning thing in my ears because I'm wearing headphones. It was incredible. Like, it gave me some goosebumps. It was like the whole overall like the synth stuff and everything and whatever they did. The vocals were, I love the vocals. Like, it just fit nicely. But I think they need to go back and do a stereo mix or some other mix because I think this was done for Dolby Atmos. You can clearly tell, right? So other than that, I loved it. The drums were amazing. I loved it. I'm a drummer myself, so I love the drums with the synth and the bass and everything. Oh my god, it was so good. I would go back and check these guys out. This is amazing. I love it. On to the next person, whoever's next.
Will you go next?
Sorry, who? Sorry, me.
You. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Uh, I, I love synth music and stuff, so this is right up my alley. Arpeggiation, one of my favorite things on earth. Um, Definitely an improvement from the last two songs. But for some reason, and I know I'm going to be probably the only one that says this, I didn't like the vocal. Like, I think the vocal was, yeah, the mix was off. Sometimes it was too hot, and sometimes it was a little buried. But I just don't like. I don't. I don't find that the vocal was to my liking. I didn't like the lyrics. I thought it was cheesy. It sounds like because the music is analog, you don't have to have that kind of a. I shouldn't say cheesy. It's probably mean to say that, but I don't know. I didn't like the vocal. I think it would have worked better as an instrumental. Uh, I don't know if I liked the way it was sung, or there's something. Maybe I'm just really tired today, and everything is grating on me. But I didn't. I wouldn't blast this out of my vehicle for sure because the vocal for it sounds kind of childish almost and a little too lighthearted. Because I really like electronic music. That's my jam, right? But this is a little too like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I want to say childlike, reductive, a little cheesy. I think it needs more melody. It was just kind of like in one ear, out the other for me. Um, yeah, there's just something about it when there's it could have gone to a different place with that music. 'Cause the music, I think the music is great, but yeah, I don't know, something with the vocal turned me off, and I don't know what it is. Because I really love female vocals with electronics, and this one didn't quite do the trick for some reason for me. But it's my opinion. That's all I have.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say no. I was just gonna say, oh my god. So Steph, I I know where you're coming from, but I was the polar opposite. I loved her vocals. At first, when I heard that, first, so the synth and drums, as Jeeves mentioned, as well as you, Steph, both you guys, it was refreshing. Techno in the right direction after the two previous afterbirths that we just listened to or witnessed earlier. At first, when I heard that girl's voice, it was like she was trying to dial in her inner Shirley Manson. And you know how Jim is with Shirley Manson and garbage. I'm a walking tripod. My ears, especially, they enjoy. This part of the ears get really aroused when you hear Shirley Manson. I hear that at first I hear that, but then um, there were times when the vocals were starting to get a little bit compromised, a little bit. It seems like they were getting buried, or her voices were getting buried underneath her synth and bass and all of that, which is fine. My subs are very happy. If I could take this camera off my screen and show you the subwoofer underneath my desk. And don't worry, I'm not naked from the waist down. But the subwoofer is very happy right now after that production. I did like that. It had that like classic 80s, 90s vibe going for it. Um, the break that you guys allude to, again, I will echo both of your sentiments, and I didn't know what language that was. I'm still learning to speak the United States, America. Um, but whatever language that was, who cares? If they could kind of tweak that up a little bit, I don't know if it was du hast, like Rammstein or something, but do something with that bridge there. Bring that up a little bit, remaster it, get it to where it equals the beginning and the end of that song, then there's a possibility that they may be onto something. Or if you don't like the vocals on this song, what you do is do what the pros do. You take the Peter Murphy part from that second song, and you take this. You Jeeves is in his head. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go into Pro Tools right now, and I'm gonna lay down like 12 different tracks, and then we're gonna put Peter Murphy going, deep ocean, fast sea, over that. And then Helen might like that. She probably likes Peter Murphy too. So this is definitely an upgrade from the previous two selections, hands down. Helen, back to you.
Okay, so I liked this. This was up my alley. I did not hear Shirley Manson at all. This vocalist's range, I would say, is probably 2 octaves higher than Shirley's standard range. Shirley Manson sings kind of down here. She's a sort of kind of female alto range, similar to Alison Moy kind of range when she sings. This did sound like a lot of female vocalists though that do sound like it sounded like a lot of other synth bands that are around. She sounded a lot like Marie from what's that project that it's not Tin Drum, it's the guy that's in Tin Drum did a Agency V. She sounds like Marie from Agency V, but also several other bands, and you wouldn't listen to this and instantly know it's her singing, right? That's the one thing. I completely disagree about the guy's talky vocalist bit. I don't think they should amp that up. I think they should cut it out completely. It was totally unnecessary. We didn't hear what he was saying. It didn't add anything to the track. I do think this would work as an instrumental. I'd be very interested to find out what the remix sounds like. There's two remixes there. There was a Mark Reader remix and there was a Circuit 3 remix. I would love to hear what those sound like. Obviously, they probably have less vocal in them. I enjoyed this. I would play this on Helen's mixtape. I thought it was quite catchy. you're I don't know. I enjoyed her vocal, but it did sound like a lot of other female vocalists. Sorry, hang on, Steph. Go on.
Can I just say one more thing?
Mhm.
What one thing I think it reminded me more of like Dubstar, Peach Union, Saint Etienne type vocal that they were
Yeah,
going for, but I didn't think
yeah,
it quite did that. That's my
I would agree with that. Saint Etienne, kind of girly kind of vocal. But there are a lot of synth bands that do that even more to the extreme. You've got bands like Marshall, um,
Mhm.
what
See, they do it really well. It's like a darker, right? Marshall has like a darker
But
vibe to it.
Marshall's vocals are very girly, whispery, ethereal
Hmm.
almost, and that goes really well with the synth
Yeah.
electronic. But there are a lot of bands that are doing that, and actually, back in the day when the sort of pioneering synth bands were coming through, it was very male dominated. It was men twiddling knobs and being
Hmm.
very technical and scientific almost with their synth stuff until kind of sort of Alison Moy. But even Alison Moy in Yazoo, her vocals are still quite deep for a woman. It's a soulful voice. It's not a particularly girly voice. Even Annie Lennox in the Eurythmics, again, female alto, could almost be a male vocal. Whereas now the synth bands that are coming through, the whole synthwave movement. You've got all the guys that were on the Drive soundtrack, Desire, College, and Electric Youth. You've got Marshall. You've got a lot of female focused vocals in synth music that's current, and that wasn't a thing back in the day. It was very male dominated. There's a lot of you listen to Helen's mixtape. There's a lot of female vocal on the synth stuff that I play. And that wasn't the case back in the sort of late 70s, early 80s. So, but it does get to a point where a lot of the stuff sounds similar or sounds the same because unless it's a very unique voice, I mean, you instantly know Marshall's Marshall. It's very distinctive, right? But there are a lot of female vocals that kind of all sort of sound in a similar vein. You wouldn't necessarily know that this singer was this singer. But that's okay because the music was good and there was nothing wrong with her vocal. It just wasn't particularly distinctive. So
It's not Goldfrapp.
no, but again,
I love Gold.
someone like
I'm obsessed.
Goldfrapp, someone like LaRue, someone like Little Boots, you would instantly know who all of those people are just by listening to their voices.
Yeah.
But their voices are all up here, like they're very girly, voices. They're not like the soulful Annie Lennox, Alison Moyet, bordering on like even when you listen to Depeche Mode, right? Dave Gann's voice is way down here. He's a baritone. He's like really, really deep. You've also got Martin Gore, who has a very soulful voice. It almost sounds like a woman's soulful voice. He's like on a par with Alison Moyet. It almost sounds like when he's doing backup vocals, it almost sounds like a woman singing. That was like a thing back, but it's kind of evolved. Synth music's kind of evolved. There's a lot more female vocal. Anyway, I know I'm repeating myself and I'm rambling, but I enjoyed this. But I do agree that her voice wasn't particularly distinctive, but there was nothing wrong with it. Like I enjoyed it. I do think they should cut out the guy talky bit in the middle. That felt like redundant. That felt like unnecessary. Anyway, should we read the email maybe? Do you think we should maybe do that? Hang on. Before we vote.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I also would.
You guys,
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, do you guys remember a band called Broadcast? They were British, I think they were Scottish, on Warp Records, and she died like in 2016. But it was like so good.
Really?
It sounded like eerie and like Hitchcocky electronic music,
Broadcast?
but Broadcast. It is like there's an album called Haha Sound, and like there's only 3 albums or EPs, but you guys should really like listen to that. And I also loved Kosheen. Like these are all kind of females that I kind of gravitate towards.
That's right.
Yeah. But also I know this band, and I know that other songs I've liked a lot more than this one. That's all I can say. Like, so
Yeah.
preface it.
We have
Um,
cool band names
It's a good
tonight, though. Band names are cool. I like Bloca-Cola, and I like Analog Trash. These are good band
the
names.
thing is, analog trash.
I think
Analog.
Analog Trash was
Aye,
a lot
because I thought analog trash was actually the name of a band as well.
Yeah.
These guys are called the Friction.
Friction.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure there is a band called Analog Trash.
The Friction are good.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see if we can. Can you guys read this? Has it jumped over?
Yep.
Is it large enough? Okay.
Yep.
It's set in. Back where we started is clean radio friendly. All our artists are available for interviews, guest appearances, and live performances where geography allows. Full press release follows. Fiction. Hang on, I'm getting feedback on the audio. I'm gonna have to mute you guys. Hang on, so I don't know where that's coming from, and it just bleeds right across my audio. Here we go. Friction set their sights on 2025 with the shining synth-pop gem that is back where we started, the band's first original standalone release since 23's Starstruck Love. Helmed by acclaimed singer-songwriter and producer Gene Serene, Friction came into being in 2016 with Gene connecting with producer and synthesist Lloyd Price over a shared love of Prince, then later expanding to work with producer Paul Young, don't know who that is, on more recent releases. Since that time, the Friction's imitable take on synth pop and cold wave genres. Okay, so they're classing themselves as cold wave, coupled with the band's signature use of pristine percussion, dramatic synth work, and God, why did they have to be so florid with their language? Like, anyway, has garnered them critical acclaim and appreciative audiences throughout the UK and Europe. Back when it started represents a step forward and also a look to the recent past for Jane, since the track has ultimately been several years in the making. She says, some tracks are written and recorded in days, and then there are some that take years. This latest offering is one of those tracks. Lloyd and I wrote it back where we started in 22 and recorded the vocals at Ford Lane Studio with Paul Young, who's a dream vocal producer. The Orphic hymn used in the song was read and recorded by a lovely Greek friend of mine, giving it a real otherworldly and much more human sound. Well, they should have maybe emphasised that a little bit more because it was very lost. It's a prayer essentially highlighting that point where you step off your path and end up back at that exact point when it's time to move forward again. This is quite a lengthy email and I don't really want to read through it all. It's quite long. Skip through the quotes. Excuse me. No synth pop single would be complete without accompanying remixes. Yeah, I'd quite like to check out the remixes. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so it's just too long. I don't think we need to read the whole thing. My neighbours are smoking and it's catching my throat here, which is really frustrating. All right, so what did we think, guys? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
I like that.
Sorry. I like their other songs more.
So close.
Steph is over 3 tonight.
It's more like a hiss.
A hiss.
Like
A hiss.
or a hiss.
It's all right.
I think the thing as well is because you actually produce and you actually make electronic music, Stefano, you've got a much more like we're just listening to it from a listener's point of view, whereas you're hyper analyzing everything because that's your thing, right? So
True.
You know, I think that's fair.
True.
All right. Shall we leave it there because we've done over the hour? I know Jim's pushed for time. We've done 3 tracks. Are we happy with the 3 tracks? Will we leave it there?
That was
It's up to
fun.
Jim.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave it there, Jim. We'll wrap it up now. Shall we just quickly go around and kind of talk a bit about yourselves and let people know where they can find you? We'll do it clockwise. Stefano, you go first.
Sure. I'm Stefano Barberis. I'm a music video director. I direct music videos all across North America and overseas for major label artists and indie artists. And the latest one I did was for Andy Bell of Erasure, and it's called Don't You Know? And it's out And I'm also one half of the band Breathe My Leaves, which is an electronic band with myself on doing music and Jordan Gant singing. And we're working on a new album. And I was up all night last night on a song, so I'm really tired right now, as you can tell. Probably. um, yeah, that's me. And you can find me all over social media on pretty much on every site. So yeah, that's me.
Jeeves?
Next.
Awesome. I'm DJ Mr. Twix slash Jeeves. I DJ, produce. I'm a sound engineer. I'm a videographer, photographer. I do the whole background of entertainment. So you can find me on Twitch here. It's Mr. underscore Twix. TWIXXZ. That's my name. So you can find me on Twitch. And that's me.
Jim?
And thank you so much, Helen, for having me on board. My name is Jim. I have been a live streamer. This is my 10th year of live streaming since, my goodness, 2015. I am here on Twitch. Right there is my handle. I am Jim in Chicagoland. I am the host of Saturday Night Trivia on selected Saturdays over most of this Twitch network. And my daughter is a leukemia and an epilepsy survivor. If you want to learn more about her story, simply go over to you can go to ChatGPT or Perplexity or Google, and you can type in Ashley's Law, Illinois, to learn about how my daughter fought and beat cancer as well as epilepsy, and she is now seizure free thanks in part to medicinal cannabis. We passed a law here in Illinois back 7 years ago this week. So, Helen, thank you so much for having me on. I'm a music snub, and I'm happy we ended the night on an up note.
Nice.
There's thunder outside right now, too.
I am Helen. I am Helen's mixtape. If you are a musician and you want to send your music in to be reviewed or potentially played on Helen's mixtape, you can send it to. Oh, that's my air purifier because it's yucky. Send it to radio@helenwallace.co.uk. Just send the file and a couple of lines. Please don't send like a 3-page email because obviously, as you can see, we're time restricted and we're trying to get through as many as we can, and it makes it difficult and frustrating. So a couple of lines with your MP3 file attached, radio@helenwallace.co.uk. Helen's mixtape is switching over. 365 Radio are rebranding, so it will be played out on 365 Indie. Check out my social media to find details for that. It's probably easier than trying to get the details here. If you search for bio.link/Radio Leggy, all the details are on there, including the Listen Live link and the Patreon for any exclusive content. Yeah, I think that's us pretty much done. We will be back in a month's time, roughly. After today, we've got three jurors, all birthdays this week. Jim, it's almost your birthday. So happy birthday for when the time comes, because obviously we won't see you before that. And same with Chris Wiegand. Chris Wiegand, one of our original jurors, it's his birthday the day after yours. So happy birthday, boys, when the time comes. That's it. I don't know what date it'll be for the next one, but it'll be mid-June at some point.
I was going
And
to say that Steph and Jeeves, we need to sing happy birthday to Helen too. Her birthday's later this month, guys. We should
we don't need
right now.
we don't need to do it.
Happy
Yes, happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
Mute
you.
your mic.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Delays.
birthday to Helen. Oh, right here.
And Jim.
Happy birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Let's get some runs.
Are we all April and May babies? Jeeves, when is yours?
Mine's in September 19.
Oh, okay, because I'm April. Everyone else is
Jeeves
May.
has got to be the odd bod. Jeeves has
got
got to be
next?
the odd one out.
Okay.
Just to be awkward. All
Happy
right.
birthday, young lady. We love you.
we'll be back next month. I would like to apologise to the other people who are there are people sitting watching who haven't really had much to say. I'd like to apologise to those people for having to tolerate the nonsense and the distraction because it has been distracting, and I know that that was the intention. And congratulations, you did sidetrack you did take us off course, and that's unfortunate for the people that do like to watch and who are here every week, every month, and also the panelists who have taken time out of their busy days and evenings, and we all tried to get here. There's a time difference. Sometimes we find it difficult to coordinate times, and we've done that, and people have taken the time to be here and get involved, and it's always appreciated. I think you're a bunch of fantastic co-presenters, and I'm sorry that one arsehole had to come in and kind of derail, the situation. And I'd like to apologise to the other people who are watching who haven't really been able to participate in a way that they normally would because one person kind of dominated the chat. That person, I haven't blocked you, but I just don't know why you're here. So that's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we'll be back next month. And thank you all for tuning in. And
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Over there. Over there.
happy birthday, happy